Take a moment to settle into a comfortable position. And if it feels okay, let your eyes soften or close. Breathe in slowly and let a longer breath out. And again, easy inhale and unhurried exhale. One more. Breathe in and a soft, complete breathe out. Now pause. Let the support beneath you, notice it. Notice your shoulders, jaws, hands, nothing to fix. And let the breath out. And on the next few breaths, let this rhythm guide you. You breathe, you pause, you invite. So breathe, feel the air arrive, pause, sense the quiet moment after the exhale, in, and then invite a touch of ease, softer in your face, in your belly, in your hands. Breathe, pause, invite. And if it helps you, place a hand over your chest or your belly area and let your touch say, no rush. When choices feel crowded and the mind loops through what ifs, come back to this breathe, pause, invite. Gently bring to mind a few ordinary choices you make, low stakes. From a little distance, notice those two familiar currents. One that wants absolute certainty and one that wants to move forward. You don't have to pick sides, just greet them both. And breathe with each. Breathe, pause, invite. Invite the caution current to rest a little. Know you're listening. And invite the forward current to soften a little. Know that it won't be ignored. If anything feels tight, lengthen the exhale. Invite your attention to the room, sounds, temperature, the support beneath you. You are here. You are safe enough to wait for clarity. And as we begin, set an intention, simple one, silently. Today I will meet my inner voices with respect and let the steadier confidence emerge. Take one nourishing breath in, a long, gentle breath out, and when you're ready, let your eyes open. Bring this calm, this breath, pause, invite rhythm into what comes next. Welcome to today's session, second guessing every decision. Choose confidently. There are often times when in life you feel stalled, when you are moving through a day, going through all the right things, and yet your mind keeps circling choices, searching for perfect answer, perfect path. Maybe you are present in the body, but entangled with what ifs, as if every step needs one more sign. If you're not ever wondered why you doubt yourself, even when you want to move forward, you're not alone. So today what we'll do is we'll explore why this happens, what your mind might be protecting you from, and how you can begin to gently find your way back to a steadier way of choosing. This isn't about forcing yourself to just decide. It's about understanding the wisdom behind second guessing and learning to move at a pace that feels safe. And we'll touch briefly about understanding second guessing, inner conflict, what happens, embracing the inner oppositions, opposite sides, and then how can you build confidence with trust. Now, from this grounded awareness, we'll take about 15 minutes to do that. We'll move into a guided inner process using IFS. Don't worry if you haven't been here before or you don't know IFS. I'll guide you, and we'll follow that with a gentle sound healing and open up space for your reflections or questions. So for now, take a breath, just arrive. There's nothing to prove here, just a space to be with yourself differently. Now, let's start to understand this second guessing cycle. How does it work? What it looks like. Now, second guessing is overthinking to a point of pause, hunting for a risk-free, perfect choice, and delaying actions. For example, you draft or redraft a text to a parent who can be explosive, or an ex about co-parenting logistic, and then don't send it because the wording isn't safe enough yet. Now, what your system does under this uncertainty, so ambiguity pings the threat of alarms inside of you. Your breathing gets shallow, your chest tightens, and the mind whispers, wait until you're sure. Research. You will do list making. You will ask friends briefly about this alarm that has come in. And so you do more of it and you don't take a decision. For example, you open an email from a landlord or HR or an immigration office, immediately you feel your body spike. And then you close it for later and spend an hour reading forums to calm down, but never reply. Now, there's a trade-off with this trap. Every choice includes a loss. Choosing A means not choosing B. And when that loss feels intolerable, the mind chases a fantasy option with zero downside and stalls you. Ambivalence, which is I want to change, I want to be safe, keeps the wheel spinning. For example, a new job could mean leaving a very controlling and horrible workplace, but also risking income and childcare stability. So you keep comparing scenarios, waiting for a path with no financial or relational fallout. And how does this loop reinforce itself? So it starts with the trigger, a cue, which then triggers a worry, which then triggers something that seeks certainty. And then you look for more information. That leads to more doubt. That leads to delay. That may have a bit of quick relief. That soon after follows with the self-criticism. And then you basically repeat the cycle. And the brief relief teaches the brain, oh, I feel safe when I wait. So waiting grows and self-trust shrinks. So for example, you postpone calling a clinic after a difficult medical history. Relief lands now, but tomorrow the call feels bigger. And the shame will whisper, why can't I even make a phone call? And how do you spot this in real time? So there are three flags. There's a time dilation flag, which means you are telling to yourself, I will check back in a few minutes, and then becomes an hour. Or language tells lots of what ifs. Should I? Let me do one more check. Avoidance microacts. You are basically refreshing your inbox, you're reading something, and you're diverting yourself into something else. For example, you are on a third pros con list about setting a boundary with a partner or a family member. The signal cycle is running. Now that's the cycle, how it starts, how it feeds itself, and how it shows up in daily life. Next, what we will do is we'll start to look at the inner mechanics, which is driving it, and what can shift when they are met with respect. So there are many inner voices that are stuck in the body. We all carry different inner roles, which are most of the time opposing aims. And so you may feel the tension, plus you may feel indecision. So for example, before texting a volatile partner or a family member, one voice says, keep the peace, stay small. And another says, speak your truth. And you hover over the send button and freeze. Now, why they get so loud? Because there is an old safety learning. Uncertainty can echo an earlier danger. So one side pushes for controlled, risk-free, zero-risk environment, while another longs for the change or the relief. And the body reads this as a threat. For example, a good job lead appears, one voice insists, wait till it's 100% safe, while another whispers, we can stay in the toxic team. We can't stay in this toxic team. And your chest tightens, and basically you then stay frozen. So typical of the opposing pairs that can come. There's a perfection seeker versus just move forward. One more draft versus hit sends so the life can start. A caretaking versus boundary seeking. Don't upset them versus protect your energy. Or catastrophe, which basically catches catastrophe. Another one which says, let's find possibilities. What if it goes wrong? And what if it goes right? Now, there's always a good intention. None of these voices are bad. One tries to prevent pain, shame, or loss. The other one tries to prevent stagnation, mischances, or self-betrayal. When both go rigid, they lock you in a loop where you basically argue, stall, or self-criticize. Now, what if you start catching the split decision in real time? There are early flags, a sudden body brace, just one more check. Two clear inner sentences can help you if you start to name them. You can start by saying, the voice in me says something to stay safe. And there's another voice that says to me something to move forward. Simply naming both the voices lowers the pressure to pick a right side now and sets the stage for a wiser choice. And we'll practice this. Now, how do you embrace the opposing sides and move towards confident decision making? Now, the two truths can live side by side. For every conscious desire, there's often a quieter counter desire. Outwardly, we say, I want to be decisive, I want to be strong. Inwardly, another voice whispers, but what if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? And these are not contradictions. They are both true experiences of us. For example, a mother longs to leave a toxic workplace for a mental health, while a hidden voice says, if I walk away, I will fail my children. Both sides carry care. And the hidden shadow shapes our choices. What we push away, our shame, our insecurity, our fear of being judged, doesn't disappear. It often surfaces when decisions matter most. Example, you prepare to set a firm boundary with a partner. Outwardly, you want clarity, but underneath, an old fear of abandonment rises and says, if you speak up, you'll be left. The shadow is protecting a wound. So when we try to silence one side, the conflict only sharpens. But when we allow both to sit in awareness, a new option can emerge. Jung calls it holding the tension of the opposites. So, for example, you want to attend a course, but money feels scarce. One side pushes you, go attend the course. The other one says, no, wait, we don't have money. If you pause with both of them, a new option may come in. I will join part-time, or I will seek support, instead of all or nothing. Neither of the cautious voices, nor they don't hurt, they are not so bold and strong. They need to, so that they have, for you to ask them to disappear. Now, confidence goes when both are given space. For example, before sending a vulnerable message, you let the fearful side guide you to choose a safe timing and words, while the braver side helps you to actually press send. Together, they produce a wiser action than either alone. So no choice is ever risk-free. True confidence comes from knowing, even if this doesn't turn out to perfect, I can stay with myself. I can adjust, I can repair, I can keep moving. So when both sides, the one that longs for change and the one that fears it, are welcomed into awareness, energy once locked in the inner battle is freed. And from there, decisions don't become perfect, but they become more human. They become more possible. They become something which is rooted in trust. So you see, second guessing isn't a flaw, it's a guardian that once learned to keep you safe. It slows you down, it double checks, it makes you that you are sure and you don't step into harm too quickly. It's not here to sabotage you, it's here to protect you. But today you have choice to meet it differently, not with shame, but with curiosity, not with pressure, but with kindness. So as we move forward into the next phase of our session, I invite you to turn inwards. We are not here to silence these voices. We are here to help them and listen to them and to understand what they've been trying to do for you for so long. So I want you to look at these two questions and see what comes up for you. So I get most frustrated at choosing about something because I worry for something. And second question is, I most often get stuck deciding in maybe workplace or relationship, health, or money. Just before I stall, my mind says something. So just take a moment to let those questions land. They are here to simply invite you to notice what you are struggling with in decisions. And we'll explore this together with care. So just breathe. And when you're ready, we will begin the inward journey. Find a comfortable position and let your breath slow, inhaling, arriving, exhaling softly. And if it feels safe, let your eyes close or your gaze rest. Sense support beneath you, nothing to fix, just arrive. Bring your mind to the answers to the two questions you just saw. Let those answers help you identify two parts. The frustrated one that's not happy that you have not been able to make a choice, and the stalling one that shows up and is unwilling to make a choice. See if you can connect to both of them. And invite one of them, the one who is frustrated and not happy that you are not able to make a choice, gently invite it without forcing and ask inside, is that part here with me now? And notice how it shows up as an image, a posture, word, color, or feel in your body, around your body. And ask yourself, how do I feel toward this part right now? The image you see, or the posture, or the word, or the color, or the feeling in your body, how do you feel towards it right now? If it is other than curiosity or kindness, maybe impatience, unhappy, fixed energy, just notice that and ask those other voices to give you a little space. And so from a place of curiosity and kindness, offer these 3 lines to this part. Let it know I see you, I am here with you, and I like to understand you, and I'm curious to know more about you. I see you, I'm here with you now, and I'd like to understand you, and I'm curious to know more about you. And see, you can further ask a question to this sensation, to this part that you saw the image. And you ask a question, say, I'm curious to know, what do you intend for me? What do you want for me? And see what comes up. Ask a question to this part and ask it saying, I'm curious to know, what are you afraid would happen if you didn't keep me this way? What are you protecting? What are you trying to protect me from? Notice what comes up. And ask a follow-up question saying, what is that biggest fear you hold for me? And see if you can acknowledge that. Say, I understand you have been protecting me this way. Just acknowledge. And ask, how long have you been doing this role for me, protecting me this way? Do you remember how old I was when you first took on this role? What was happening in my life then? And if anything young appears, acknowledge this gently and say something like, you shouldn't have had to carry this alone. I'm here with you now. And thank this part for sharing what it did. And see if you can invite the other part the one that stalls or says the familiar line that holds you back, to come nearer. Check within. Is that power here with you now? How do you feel towards it? Do you see it as an image? Do you feel it in your body? Sensation around your body? And notice, how do you feel towards it now? And offer the same 3 lines. Let it know, I see you. I'm here with you now. And I'd like to understand you. And I'm curious to know more about you. So see if you can become curious. If anything else other than curiosity is appearing, you can just ask those voices to give you a little bit space. And now ask again, I'm curious to know, what is your intention for me? What do you want for me? Ask it, what are you afraid would happen if you didn't do this? What are you trying to protect me from? Ask it, what is that big fear you hold for me? What is that big fear that you're afraid would happen to me? And see if you can acknowledge what is protecting you from. Just acknowledge. And ask a question. I'm curious to know, how long have you been doing this job for me? Do you remember how old I was when you first took on this role? And what was going on in my life at that time? And if anything young appears, acknowledge it gently. And you can say, you shouldn't have to carry that alone. I'm here with you now. See if you can acknowledge that. And thank this part for its care and for the history. Now imagine a calm room with a table, and see yourself at the head of the table, steady, kind, listening. And invite the first one, to take a chair on the left side. And invite the part who is stalling to take a chair on the right side. And if there are any other parts who wants to join the table, invite them as well to be present and seated on the table. And you can remind them, you don't need to overwhelm me right now. You each have your own chair. Now speak to the one on the left, the one who was frustrated and was protective. Ask it what matters most to you in this situation. What would help you to feel safer if you were to move forward? Take note of what came back to you. Acknowledge that. And then turn to the one on the right, the one who was stalling in alarm 1, and ask it, what risk do you most want me to avoid? What small signs of safeguard would help you to ease back? Notice what you heard back. See if you can acknowledge that. And now gently invite them, the one on the left, on the right, to see each other across the table. And you might say something like, I hear you both. You have each worked hard to care for me in different ways. Take a moment to acknowledge each other in your support for me. I hear you both. You have each worked hard to take care of me in different ways. Take a moment to acknowledge each other for your support for me. Stay with that. Now ask them, what do you need from me now? Let them each reply to you one by one. And now ask them to ask each other, what do you need from each other? So ask to the one on the left, saying, what do you need from the other one? And then after you hear the reply, ask to the right one, to ask to the other one, what does it need from the other one? Let them talk to each other. What do they need from each other? Check with both sides. Is this workable enough? Thank them around the table and let them know, I hear you. You matter. You're not alone anymore. And let them rest in their chairs, knowing you will return. Feel yourself again at the head of the table, clearer, kinder. And one more breath in and say to yourself, I'm here now. And I'm the one who can lead with care. Let them both know you are going to be in touch with them. Thank them for their presence. And start to come back. Be present here. If you need to take notes, take a moment. You can open your eyes and be back. I'm going to prepare for the tuning forks. Okay, here we go. If you have not been here before, just to say that I use tuning forks to work on what we call your biofield. Biofield is this torus that you see all around you, which holds information about all that you have experienced till now. And we use tuning forks to find it and then, of course, have the tuning forks to help you release whatever is held back in your system. And how do we do that? We open up the two channel, the one below the feet, top of the head, basically the backbone, so that the central channel is opened. Once we do that, run a pendulum to find out which aspects of you to work with today based on the topic and based on your collective affirmation, let's call it like that, your needs. And then we go from the point of your inception, when you were conceived actually, and go into to the present moment. Wherever there's a distortion in the field, the tuning fork changes its frequency, and I come to know. I'll tell you what comes up in words and in sensations. And all you do is breathe into it or releases from it. And the way you breathe is a little bit specific in tuning forks, different than what you're doing before. So you take a deep breath in, and then you breathe out from your mouth. Actually, you can take a breath with your nose, but you breathe out from your mouth as if you are releasing. So you do. And sometime when the emotion is very heavy, you can also do something like ha. So you release. You're muted, so you can make noise, don't worry. And the breath is, I will give you the cue when you breathe. And if the emotion is high, I'll also give you a cue to release with the ha. Okay, we are going to begin. We are a little bit going to go over time. Sorry for that. But here we go. Yes, still for, if you're here with chemotherapy or brain injury, my word of caution for you. Okay, because there is a kind of, you may be sensitive to sound. Tuning fork sound. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to switch off the video, but you will hear me and you will hear actually the tuning forks. Here we go. So we start below the feet, top of the head, and then on your biofield, where whatever comes up. Okay, I'm going to begin just below your feet. And there are different tuning forks to be used. I'm going to use 144 hertz below the feet, top of the head, and then afterward 174 hertz. Okay. So here we go. We're starting below the feet. Okay, so I'm pointing below your feet onto the channel, backbone channel, and opening the channel. Take a breath. Okay. Yeah, there's a constriction in the middle of the chest, heart, so something holding breath. Okay, let's go open up. I'm going to ground you. Another breath. Okay, we are going to go to the top of the head and open the channel from the head. It's also your connection to divine. That one was a connection to Mother Earth. Okay, take a breath. Okay, we open the channel. You don't hear anything because I'm running a pendulum through all the different centers of your body, basically, and going through different chakras to know which one to work with today. The root, the sacral, the solar plexus. Okay, always the heart, always the left side. Yeah. Okay. In our sessions here, it's always the heart, left side. The left side of the heart carries sadness, grief, and loss. Interestingly, what probably could have come up in when you're doing your inquiries. Okay, so we start from the time of when you were conceived, and then we'll go in and find whatever happens at different stages. Okay, and I'm going to change the tuning fork. Now we are using 174 hertz. Okay, here we go. We start from a point of where you were conceived. Okay, here we go. Okay, if there is any form of anxiety or anything, there's a fear coming up, just breathe into your solar plexus, into your second center. You are safe here. Yeah, no, it's okay. Okay, so this is the moment of your conception. Yeah, always. This time is saying there's something you have to say to that little being which is being conceived, whose voice may have been stopped, could not say something he or she wanted to say at that moment. So, whatever it is that you feel coming up, it's coming up very strongly in the throat. So take a breath, big one. And then if you can, if it makes sense for you, just say a statement to that little being being just conceived in your mother's womb. Yeah. It'll touch your heart when you say that, and that's okay. Breathe into that. If there's any sense of grief or any sense of sadness coming, release it out as well. And the sentence you say is from love. Just love. This is what you would like that little being, him or her, to hear it. Take a moment. Take a moment to do that. I'm changing tuning fork. If the tears coming, let them come. These are good tears. You got it. And at the time of your birth, normally there's chaos around birth because it's coming into the world. It's unsettling for the little one, so it's always like that. Just breathe into and hold that little one. Love to her, him, to the parents, mother and father, whoever is around, to the nurses, to the doctors, whoever is around. Just say thank you to all of them and welcome the little one. And let the little one know how welcome he or she is. And pour your heart and love to that little one. Whatever that little one is feeling or saying, just pour your heart. Okay. Moving Wow, 18, 19, 18, 19. Fear, primary fear, and also probably some form of loss, but mostly resulting into fear. So loss results into fear, or fear is into loss, one of the two. You're looking for clarity. What is that clear message you would like to give to that 18 or 17-year-old that is there? Hold him or her in the space where he or she is. And one message, one line that you would like to say. Breathe. Okay, 25. Yeah. Somebody with authority impacting you. Can be father-like figure, or a boss, partner, husband, somebody who has a power over you. Is overwhelming. 24, 25, 26, this age. Stay with that. Take a breath. So on top of your heart, whatever came up, you're going to release it now. Anything is remaining to be released. Okay, we are going to close this up now, just to keep the body to continue safe as it processes. Next 72 hours. And we are going to bring 528 hertz to protect. Now just take a moment to be with yourself. And bring to mind the two words that showed up today. The one that was slowing you down and the one that longs to move forward. Let each of them know softly you are heard. You don't have to do this alone anymore. I'm here with you now. Imagine the table again. See both voices sitting back in their chairs. You at the head. Calm, kind, persistent, present. You can let them rest now. And you can return to the time. And silently offer yourself these truths. I can move forward gently. Good enough for now is enough for now. No part of me will be left behind. I'm learning to lead with care. If need be, I can adjust and repair. And let those words echo softly, like a quiet promise to yourself. Take a slow breath in, longer breath out, and when you feel ready, allow your awareness to widen to the room. Open your eyes gently, or stay a moment within. I'll come back.